Okay, hello everyone. Sorry, I had to make sure that I wasn't muted. But we seem to be all good. I hope everyone is having a good Thursday evening or Friday noon if you're in Australia. It's noon, right, Jacko?
It's 1:30 p.m.
1:30. Oh, because the day from the daylight savings, right?
Daylight savings, exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, anywho, I hope everyone is enjoying their day wherever you are, whatever time it is in the world, and thank you very much for tuning in on this lovely whatever time it is for you. It is in the title there, the second last week of our season 4. Division 1 is where we will lie, where I will lie, and the last two races. As I say that, I'll let Jacko explain exactly why I mean that. So
Why
once you,
you mean that? Well,
yeah.
that's because we've been jumping between the top three divisions for commentary, the two of us, as well as Hotspot going the opposite way, and Fallen Monkeys in a combination of the three top divisions. And these last 2 weeks, I believe we're scheduled to be commentating on Division One as the title battle comes to its conclusion, and it may even happen tonight, depending on how well Mystic and Hash go. Although the constructors battle probably will rage on to Jeddah in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, exactly that. I was more actually meaning about how you'll be kind of partially with me again.
All right. Well, a la Austin 1 week ago, I'm back racing, but I don't want to leave Crash. He's been the best teammate of all these these seasons.
All
So
right.
yeah, I'm commentating from a distance. I can't see what's happening, but I'll do what I can to talk about facts about the track. Um, obviously I have in the back of my mind roughly what the championship standings are, and what people need to do to clinch their positions. But I'm in Division Five currently, which is kind of a bit lower of a division than where I want to be. But obviously, as a reserve, you don't get a choice. I know a couple of these guys in here, I'm happy with that. But there's also some guys just as fast, if not faster than me in this lobby as well. So we'll see how it pans out for next season, which is where I intend to make my full return, where I'll be concentrating rather than sitting talking to Crouch as well,
I'm
which
just
can
that
be a little
bad,
bit
hey?
distracting. It's not worth like probably worth about 3/10 of concentration. So it's not really a problem. I'm just here to have fun and get myself promoted for next season.
Sounds good. Yeah, and you brought up earlier there the championship standings. We'll bring that up on your screen there. I'll warn you there, Jacko. I'm doing Division One first here. So we were just discussing a little bit. Jacko has a 183 point gap between himself and Hash. Hash is
Do
technically
I?
still in it.
It's a Joker.
Oh, sorry, Christ, Joker, Jacko and Joker, man, like it's
I'll take it.
yeah. Joker has a 183 point gap on Hash and needs a 17th place to clinch. Um, so Hash needs to find himself with some points here, and yeah, or else it could be all she wrote. So Mystic might be able to close it tonight. Hash can keep the door slightly open with a decent finish and a poor finish from Mystic Joker. And of course, the relegation battle. Unfortunately, Random Series is out, so that will bring his Division 1 reign to an end, running from OG all the way back in Season 1, and he'll be unfortunately relegated, along with Soy Loco, down into Division 2 for next season. Young DJ CJ still with a chance, 12 points back of Scuba Steve, and there's tight knit battles all over the place. Once you get into the midfield battle between the Williams and the Alpines there, Jacko.
Well, I mean, it's so difficult to predict where those guys will end up. I mean, Williams seem like they probably could have gone for a bit more this season, so I'd say they're going to end up, highest of that particular battle. Scavney and Bacon are no joke, and it's hard to believe neither of them have actually had a win this season. They are race winners elsewhere in other leagues that involved, the same drivers. So, they might be an outside jab for victory tonight and even next round. So keep an eye on those guys, I reckon.
Yeah, and I'll bring that up for everyone to see here. The championship standings for the constructors um, brings us with Alpine fourth, Williams third, Alpine 83 points back. but we're mainly looking at the battle for first and second, and Ferrari is 42 points back of the duo teammates of in the Alfa Romeos of Mystic Joker and Sui. So that will for surely come down to the final race in Jeddah in 2 weeks' time. Did I mess up here? Did we get all 20 finishers last week in Coda? I can't remember. But here are the results for everyone in the Division 1. What happened last week? We had to, yeah, so the bottom 3 drivers, JC Blackley, Cake Thomas, and Soy Loco DNF'd. Usually I put that in there, but I missed that this evening. We're just getting the lobby set up here. If you didn't see earlier, we are at Imola, and if you saw any bit of last night's stream, you'll see that it actually offers quite a bit of overtaking opportunities. Why don't you get your last thought in before I get into qualifying here, Jacko, on the Imola track?
Well, it's such a fantastic track. Unfortunately, it's famous for the death of Ayrton Senna, which is a really unfortunate way to look at the track. It's just such a, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's a great track. Tamburello, of course, has been changed since that infamous crash. Obviously, it's now a three-way chicane rather than just a massive sweeper. And they've added chicanes as well since '94, such as Villeneuve, and I think it's fantastic. Other than the DRS straight is too long and too powerful. Variante Bassa was really important in the battle between Alonso and Schumacher in 2006 to allow the defending driver a chance. So that's the only thing I would change. Re-add Variante Bassa, which is a chicane that comes out of after the last Rabazza and before the start-finish line. Other than that, fantastic track, love it.
Yeah, it's it's gorgeous as well. It plays nicely with its surroundings, and the elevation and everything offers a lot of different types of turns all over the circuit. As well, it's just beautiful, really. All the trees, and I mean, I may be favorited of the Canadian track, but I love foliage around the track.
Yeah, I mean, there are even houses in the infield of the circuit, and wouldn't you just love to live there in a Grand Prix weekend?
Oh my, that'd be awesome. Imagine what an Airbnb would be for that. Someone has to do it now, you'd imagine. Someone's got one of those houses and Airbnbs it out.
You grab a deck chair and put it on your roof, right next to Variante Alta.
Yeah. So here's a little homework for you, Jacko. Go and look up Wrigley Field. Okay, so that and we have an early spin, Young DJ. Should be fine. But yeah, Wrigley Field is a stadium, baseball stadium in Chicago. Young DJ comes out in front. I think that's Scuba Steve there. Scuba avoids him. But the surrounding buildings are close enough and high enough to have grandstands on top of them to view down onto the field. It's really cool, especially looking it from the field view out onto the streets or onto the buildings behind the stadium and seeing grandstands looking in and watching the game.
Yeah, there are a couple of venues like that, but that sounds like one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm. It's really nice, and the stadium was built all the way back in 1914, so she's an old one.
Ooh. I'll tell you something quite funny. I don't know if happens elsewhere, but at Albert Park, frequently when you go, you have to spectate. You paid entry, go to general admission, you go in, you walk around, you find yourself somewhere to stand or sit. But there are people who get scissor lifts. They hire scissor lifts instead of getting a ticket to go inside the track, and they go up super high, like outside the bounds, and just stand there for the whole day. So I can't imagine that's comfortable, especially in the wind. But it's a great way of viewing it from up high.
Yeah,
you can hold your bladder for that long.
That's work smart, not hard.
Exactly.
That's good. Scuba coming over third. Yolmir leads the way here. The second Merc to register time in Helg is going to come over, and we'll see where he puts himself. Going for a nice little banker of 116.179. Is that Sui on a hot? No, Mystic Joker's about to start his hot lap. We'll follow him on board, and we'll take a lap around the track of Imola, the second track in Italy this season for Division 1 or for Midwest in general here. But you want to take a nice little entry into turn 2, take a clean apex, and actually Mystic Joker, if anything, misses the exit of turn 3. He's going to have to make up for it here, but of course this will be his banker. Comes in fairly hot into the second chicane of 5 and 6. And I'm not sure. Mystic is definitely taking this as a banker. A little bit of oversteer through 7. One of the, or actually the only hairpin on track. Up the hill we come through that slight little right-hander of turn 8 and the quick double left-hander. And down the hill through 11 and 12. Up into that little half turn of 13, Mystic does well to extend that corner as much as possible, getting his wheels right on the white line. Purple through sector 2, up on the curb through the final chicane of the circuit, and then we come with a slight left-hander, or slight left-hander that isn't actually turn into the slight right-hander, and into the double left of 17 and 18, and then into the fake turn of turn 19. To end the lap, and we can see where Mystic Joker comes over for his banker, keeps it nice and close to the wall, and that will be a 114.7. I think he actually missed that one as well.
If you want, I can commentate on a lap if you find someone that starts at the same time I do, coming through Variante Alfa now.
Don't know turn names, bro.
Okay, approaching the final 2 turns to the left ones.
Okay. Tell me when you're coming around like turn 18, which is the last.
So,
like,
last left-hander.
Yeah. You might have McLaren.
Okay. All right, here we go. Starting the lap, I've opened my DRS before the line, and I'm going to flat out all the way to Tamburello, which is named through where she came instead of a massive sweeper.
The McLarens came into the pit.
Sadness. All right. Well,
unlucky. We'll see if we can get it again. Okay. So currently Mystic Joker sits up on the top there, only driving the 114.7's NFS light work. First time for us viewing him, but we've seen that he does have some pace. He's the only reserve this evening as well with Random Series. Maybe taking a break, but having the night off here, so light work jumps up into the Division 1C.
Well, that's big news because Random Series is in the relegation zone, isn't he? So he's kind of
No, he's now officially relegated.
Sadness.
Yeah. Rough go. Smith Pell, earlier on we brought up how good the Alpines are doing this year and are fighting with Williams, and it's going to come down to the last 2 races here between those 2 constructors for third and fourth in the Constructors Championship. When we have a second here, we'll get to the Division 2 Championship and see what is taking place down there. Smith Pell setting a purple sector 1. Not sure if that's a game glitch or if he's actually having that good of a lap. If so, keep it up, Smith. Maybe he can find himself in the front step of the podium, but unfortunately, not the front step of the podium. But it doesn't matter anymore because he has gone invalid. He's got a Merc behind him, so he's got to be careful. That they both are on hot laps, that is, or out laps, sorry, that is held just for taking him. The other Merc, though, Scuba Steve, starts his second hot lap, followed by Soy Loco starting his own as well. V-Shoots Queen is actually in this lobby as well as a full-time driver for Haas, and it has to be noted that he is safe from relegation for joining so late. And we'll see what he can do. He's a very quick driver. We saw him a couple times there, Jacko, hey?
Alright, just coming to the end of my lap. Hold on a second.
No worries, I'll just get on board with young DJ CJ and just jump in whenever you're ready there, Jacko. Young DJ coming over for his time and goes 5th. Huge for young DJ being in relegation. He needs that. Subi needing a good time here, trying to lock up, or trying to get some solid points for the Alfa Romeos to try and hold on to the constructors lead. There we go, V-Shoots Queen is actually into the pit.
Wow. I love what's happened here. Sorry to change the topic, but Valentine's gone to pole ahead of my time, which is really quite ironic given what he was saying about my include earlier in the evening. So yeah, can you go back to that question that you posed? What was that?
how much do you know about V-Shoot's Queen? But what I do know is that he's a pretty damn good driver.
I've not had the pleasure of racing him, in F1 cars at all. I don't think. I raced him in F2 obviously a few weeks ago, but that's no indication of how good he is. I really don't know. From what I've seen, it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do. I think he's actually still fairly new to the game. I believe him saying that he's only had it for about 2 years. I may be
That's
wrong.
impressive in that case.
Yeah. That's just so some people just have that knack with a certain video game.
For sure.
I for sure as hell don't. Here we go, is that? Okay, so Hash currently sitting down in 7th. Mystic, like I said, getting pole with a 114.7. That has currently stood the test of time through the first half of this section, of this session. Jin is going to start a hot lap, and he's over a second off the pace, so I imagine we're going to see him vastly improve on this lap here. And Yolmi, I'm sorry I didn't even say hi to you. I didn't see that in chat, man. Best of luck in this race.
What's the story with weather in that?
Pardon? Pardon?
What's the weather prediction?
Oh, I'm not sure about the weather prediction here, but it is a gorgeous day for qualifying here on Saturday, so I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen during the race. But Jin does go purple through Sector 1. Still 4 drivers without a hot lap here. V-Shoots, JC Blackley, Smith, Supernines. Jin does a good job not going invalid by turn 9. And then a little snap of oversteer coming up the hill on turn 12, and that'll be it for that lap. But there we go, NFS light work taking pole away, going in the low 114.363. I mean, the low 114s, 114.363 to be exact. And Hash jumps right behind Mr. Joker in 3rd place. He finishes his hot lap and is a quarter of a second back. And we're gonna get Jin over. He did have a couple little bit of blunders there, and yeah, way off the time. I think Mystic is actually next to over, but he is invalid. How often do you see that Mystic Joker invalid on a lap? Doesn't always happen.
Yeah, not very often, but it shows you how much you have to push at this track, because the track limits, they're so unforgiving, but you need to be that close in order to track the lap time.
Yeah.
We saw this with Lando Norris in real life. I think there was a Piratella. He went wide by the smallest margin. That was enough to loosen his front row good slot.
Yeah.
At that time.
An inch is still off track, unfortunately.
Exactly. The revatas are actually really unforgiving in this game. For those who don't know, those have got 2 left-handers to end the lap. If you go the slightest amount wide, particularly at this is the first one, it's just game over.
Oh, there we go. V-Shoots Queen putting in a solid lap here, going as well into 114th, the high though, and currently sitting 3rd. Scuba Steve seems to be way down on his time and goes into the very low 115th. In 5th place, just behind Hash. So the lap times are starting to come through here. Jin still needs to put out a solid lap. We'll see what will take place. Mystic can for sure improve. We'll see if he does. Sure, he's got the ice running through his veins to do so. And yes, that is Sui starting his final attempt. I believe there's going to be enough time in this session. Smith Pell not looking like he's going to improve into the pit. He comes. He might be able to get around once more, but it's going to be close. As well invalid. Soleil on an out. Scuba on an in. Will is on an in. And seems like the track is a little stagnant right now. Well, we have a second then. We'll check out the Division 2 standings here. Newer Nix leads the way. Monkey Mafia doing a really good job trying to get himself back into Division 1 since Season 2, I think. Tiger NASCAR also trying to venture up in Division 1. Detail not too far back, and Nikki and Houdini are as well in the hunt. You can see Light Work is safe for this season. Same with Fuse Rogue joining so very late. Evil Prime, VTech, and Saffron City are in the danger zone. So they need a couple of really good last 2 races here to pull themselves out. Puff Digital just sits safe, 8 points between himself and Evil Prime, his teammate to be exact. So really you're competing with your teammate there for safety, and I'd imagine there's going to be no care in who gets the pit stop advantage. Hey Jacko, when you're that close to relegation with your teammate.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to see it happen that way, but yeah, that could happen. That would be quite sad if it hinged on that. But yeah, you got to be, everyone's your opponent, really.
Yeah, for
Think
sure.
of it as Rosberg Hamilton sort of situation, or even Alonso.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a bad block by there. That wasn't a One thing I've noticed, Crash, tonight because I'm racing in an AlphaTauri, the rear wing looks really dirty when I look backwards. Maybe you can hop on board with one of them and tell me if it looks the same, or if I've just got some dirt on it. What the heck?
I'll jump on board with an AlphaTauri here. JC's never actually set a time. Will answer the pits.
It might have been splashed with mud.
Yeah, I don't know that, dude. Super Nina still without a time. Cake Thomas actually has the slowest of times set right now. That's quite crazy. We're starting to run low on time here in qualifying here. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Is that impossible? It is impossible. He's got Cake Thomas behind him. You see where Cake can go. He jumps all the way up to 8th. Helg starting a hot lap. Murph starting a hot lap. Scabby's going to come around once more. Mystic to start a hot lap. Jin is going to have to go around once more as he went invalid. So now he's on some old tires here. Young is going to be in the pit, and that's going to be the end of his qualifying with a 115.1. B shoots. Sorry, that's Super Ninas to start. And Yolmir is going to bank his time. Now B shoot starts his hot lap. Hash is in front of the 2 Alfa Tauris, who are both about to start their hot laps. Not a lot of room between all these drivers here, and the times are going to start flying in real soon here. Starting with Impossible. Doesn't improve. Smith Pell jumps up. Cake Thomas is into the pit. Jin is finally on a valid lap, and he'll go all the way up to 2nd. Wow. That's huge. Oh, Mystic actually has to bring his qualifying to an end as he goes invalid again, and 3rd place will be the best possible position for Mystic. Super Ninas to set his one and only time of the session. And he goes 17th, just not enough time out on the track, and his teammate Vishu's clean and validates on the final corner. And if he didn't do so, he would have come over, he wouldn't actually improve his time, so no harm done there. Hash, once again, leading the Alfa Tauris. It's going to be Hash, Will Ans, and JC. Hash goes 4th, Will goes 9th, JC goes 18th. Light Work has pole and improves on his time. And I didn't catch who that was. That was impossible once again. And that will be the end of qualifying. Helg is going to be into the pit. Smith Pell is on an in lap. That's all she wrote. Mystic Joker getting out qualified by Light Work and Jin. So Mystic will start on the second row here, alongside his Drivers' Championship rival of Hash. So while we got a moment, quickly, I'll bring back up the Division 1 Drivers' Championship for everyone here. And we can see just there's still a gap between Mystic and Hash, 183 to be exact. Like I said before earlier on, if you're just tuning in, Mystic Joker needs a 17th place to book and to write his name on the Midwest Division 1 title for Season 4, back-to-back seasons for Joker. And Hash still so very agonizingly close. So we'll keep that in mind as the race will go on. We'll go through the qualifying order once more here. And on the front row, we see Light Work in the McLaren reserving for the Random Series. Janito in at second, Mystic Joker third. Hash sits fourth, V-Shoots Queen sits fifth, Yolmir sixth, Scuba seventh, Young DJ eighth, out qualifying his teammate of Cake Thomas. Big qualifying for Young DJ. He needs the last two races to be solid. Will Adds and Impossible Bacon, of course, find himself on the grid beside each other. Smith, Pell, Cake Thomas will run alongside in 11th and 12th. Scavney with Murph and Selly. Soy Loco and Helg, not a good qualifying for Helg. Sui with Super Ninas, and JC Blackley starts 19th. And I actually don't even know who we're missing here. So Bacon actually called a 13.7 for Mystic. What's the fastest lap that you've gotten out in Division 5 there, Jacko?
A 14.6 is Paul Jonathan Dunk. He's got his Alfa Romeo teammate next to him as well, so it's nothing wrong front of the lockout. I'm third currently. Valentine's fourth. So I would really say Valentine has done a great job because I don't think either the Alphas or me really should be in this position. So I would credit him with the pole.
I gotcha. Okay. So Light Work ended with a 14.1. But Bacon called that Mystic could run a 13.7. Does that seem doable?
Yeah, I mean, he might be quoting the race we had a couple of weeks ago at Imola, where Mystic. I mean, actually, I don't know. It would make sense if he looked at that as his research. Unfortunately, Mystic and I actually came together in that race, so hopefully for Mystic he doesn't have the same issues. Well, he can't with me, but with someone else.
Okay. Helg,
Look
I
for
don't.
people running 3 wide out of Curatella crash, and if that happens, 2 of them aren't making it.
Oh goodness. Helg, it didn't actually show up on my screen. Hit X, weirdly enough. But this is my time to go through the rest of Division 2, so we'll get to it quickly. Just a reminder what is going on right now in Division 2. Nero Nix, Monkey Mafia, Tiger NASCAR, all currently sitting in a position to move up. And we find ourselves there from this result last week that Jacko and I witnessed. Fuse Rogue with the win, Texas Beach with a massive point tally for him, and Force Juve rounding off the podium. And quickly jumping back, we can see how big that was for Texas Beaches. He's actually 16th, and it was initially in relegation. Once again, the teammates of the AlphaTauris, Puff Digital and Evil Prime, sitting 17th and 18th right now in the relegation drop zone. So we got to keep an eye out on that, and we'll check on what the results are after the race. Constructor standings a little bit more open than what it is in Division 1. Mainly the battle for third place is up for grabs, with Aston Martin just 10 points behind the Alfa Romeo, with the Mercs on the outside looking in of that battle. Red Bull seemed to have that one not quite locked up, but almost there. A little bit more separated than what's happening in Division 1. Oh, the Constructors, wrong one. Bang, there you go. 42 points is the gap between Ferrari and Alfa Romeo. So a lot up for grabs here as well. Third place between Williams and Alpine. Somewhat of the Ferrari and McLaren battle of IRL, or the Williams and Alpine in Midwest this season. So a lot to look forward to. The inside line looking to have the advantage here, and we'll see how much of an advantage it has off of the race start. drivers have gone around for the formation lap and are lining up here. Light Work leads us. Jin on a second, right beside him. Mystic Joker coming over third. Remember, 17th place locks it up for him. So if three drivers or two drivers DNF, and if I pull up my trusty calculator, I'll find you the exact amount of laps he needs to complete to lock it up. But we have 5 red lights here at Imola. Round 15 is underway. How good of a jump does Mystic Joker get? He gets a really good jump, and he's almost already by Light Work, but he got blocked off, and he's going to go around the outside on Jin. And Jin closes the door, and Jin takes the lead in through turn 2. Mystic up on the curb and trying to get that position back. Light Work going up onto the dirt, and Mystic is able to slot through. Vishu's Queen now is trying to get past Light Work as well and sends it around the outside line. But Light Work not wanting to give way. Same with Hash. Hash not wanting to let Mystic get too far ahead in 5th. Hasn't gained any positions. Light Work having a dreadful start here, going from 1st to 4th. Jin already working on a gap. Over a second ahead of Mystic Joker, and Mystic doesn't want to let him get too far away, especially with Jin out-qualifying Mystic. But like I said, from qualifying, Mystic did leave a lot on the table, and he's got some pace up his sleeve. Light Work finding some more struggles, now getting overtaken by Hash, dropping down to 5th. Oh, it's just really unfortunate stuff from Light Work, and getting a little too high on the curb, and actually getting some oversteer. Might be under pressure here from Scuba Steve. Scuba's in the slipstream, looking at the inside line. Impossible Bacon's out of the session. That's not what you want to see. I'll quickly send him an invite because we're good friends. Bang, there you go. And now Light Work is totally under pressure here. Scuba's looking at the inside line, and he's got it. He's ahead of Light Work, and Light Work drops back down to 6th now. He's from 1st to 6th at the end of the first lap, and that is just awful stuff, really, simply to put. But it's still a long race, plenty of time to make that gap up and see what he can do. No one knows what's going to happen from this point on. That's why we watched the race. Smith fell down the inside line on Impossible Bacon in turn 7. We saw the outside line being able to fight in defense, and nearly these two get their wheels locked. Impossible Bacon gets a really good run out of the turn. But down through the inside is Smith Pell, and a big battle here between the Williams and the Alpine, and then the Williams teammate of Scavney says, "Hey, Impossible, I'm a little bit quicker here, my friend. Can you let me through?" And does so, and nearly a little bit of contact was sort of low from Impossible Bacon. I don't think Impossible wanted to give up that position. Scavney just kind of poached it off his teammate. Light Work is coming back at Scuba Steve now, going around the outside line, and through turn 17, he's back up into 5th place. One of those positions is regained, and Light Work has got some heavy work to do from this point on. Mr. Joker setting the fastest lap. Once again, Impossible Bacon's under a little bit of fire. Soy Loco gets him, as well as Murph and Selly, and Super Ninas. Impossible Bacon's dropping down the order very quickly here. Wow, what is going on with Impossible? I don't know if he's got any damage. He potentially does. I don't see anything wrong with his wing, but of course there's that dreaded phantom side pod damage that we can't pick up on camera. Impossible comes back at Super Ninas, and a little bit of contact between the two drivers, giving himself still some room, but Super Ninas gets him in the end. Scuba getting overtaken by both of the McLarens here. Yolmir is going to come at his Division 2 McLaren teammate of Light Work here, down the inside line, and oh wow, nearly some contact, and Scuba is trying to get a position back, but Yolmir closes the door, and we venture on with Light Work spinning out around turn 12, and exactly where Jin did to ruin his one qualifying lap. Light Work spins it and is all the way in the back of the pack, picking himself up just ahead of Helg, and I had no idea that Helg spun at some point. Helg is way off the pace, but he's now right behind Light Work, and that load of work that Light Work had at one point has now turned largely to be heavy, and he's got quite a bit of it to get through to get himself back up on the podium. But speaking of podium, we have Mystic Joker going through on Jin to win it here. Mystic closed that gap on Jin and gets the overtake done, coming in through turn 2. And up into first place goes Mystic, and Jin is not going to want to try and let him get too far ahead. Yolmir trying to get ahead of Scuba Steve once again. Scuba coming back, but Yolmir fighting his position back through turn 5. And molds back on as we enter the hairpin of turn 7. Lovely little helmet by Yolmir there. I gotta give it a shout out. That's a fun little gold. And ooh, but is he gonna be under pressure? Is that a gold helmet? He is under pressure, but is not having to defend. Yolmir still holding on to a top 5 position. No intervals do I get. And what happened to Mystic there is Jin gets an overtake on him, and Jin loves an oversteery setup. I mean, I don't know if he loves it, but that's all he does, it seems. But speaking of Jin, the Aston Martin, the second one that is, sorry, Loco spinning out again around turn 12. Surprise, surprise. That seems to be the turn that has the teeth today. Okay, I think we've settled things down a little bit here. Actually, no, screw it. Mystic Joker takes a little bit of a lunge down the inside line, but opts out. Jin holds on to first place. Young DJ CJ, 2. Ooh, Cake Thomas wanting to get 2 positions, wanting another one on his teammate. Will Ann's getting overtaken by Young DJ and Cake Thomas late entering turn 2. And Cake nearly wanted to take a little bit of a bite out of his teammate. Couldn't quite get it. Scavney wanted the inside line on Smithpell, but Smithpell does a good job signing it around the outside of turn 5, holding on to 10th place. Take a look at the tire strategies for everyone here. So the top 9 currently on mediums, and then we have a mix of, the top 9 on softs. And we have a little bit of a mix from that point on of mediums and softs, and Helg was the only driver to start on the hards. A little bit of a bold strategy on that one. So 4 seconds off the pace of Sui. Still have somewhat of a conga line between, let's say, 5th all the way down to 16th. Actually, it's more 7th down to 16th. But it is starting to open up here. The differential of pace is coming into action. And Jin, once again, getting overtaken by Mystic, follows him through turn 2 this time. Doesn't try to fight back. Spook Steve gets Yolmir into turn 2 as well. JC Blackley looking to get Super Ninas. Super has to slot back in behind, and Super's under pressure from Sui here. Super breaking deep on the inside line. Sui giving him the room. And Super's actually bot Nas, or is that just a glitch? I don't think so, because that bot's driving pretty aggressively. If so, Jin doesn't want to let Mystic get too far ahead here. Within 7/10. Very aggressive lines this Jin. He had a pretty decent day yesterday in the F2s. Oh, Seaberry's in the chat. OG Doomslayer as well. Sorry guys, I'm very infatuated by what's happening in Division 1. And there you go, Mystic Joker taking the fastest lap. Trying to open up that gap between himself and Jin. Jin still getting DRS and is able to close that gap back down to within the 3/10. Can't get a lunge on him. Yellow flags. That'd be in around turn 17. Super Nina spinning out. Helg jumping up another position. And everything's A-okay now. Super picks himself up in 17th place. Yeah, Seaberry, good to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate that. Jack, you got a moment to say hi to Seaberry?
Hey, Seaberry. Long time no see. Is there any plans on returning to the league, by the way, Seaberry?
Yeah, see. If you're feeling comfortable answering that, we'd love to know. Smithpell picking himself up, spinning in a kind of a different area before turn 7, and now he is in 16th and has absolutely 0 wing, so that should be a very light wing change for those mechanics in the Alpine garage, or garage if you're English. Yes sir, too. Good stuff. Oh, and Jin. Looks like he gets back through Jin. No, Jin looks like he gets back through Mystic. Wow, man, I cannot talk today. I guess as opposed to any other day. Scuba Steve getting through on Yolmir here. You just can't clear enough time to be able to separate themselves. Diz, Jin, and Mystic. V-Shoot's Queen still only a second and a half out. I don't think Mystic and Jin want to battle too intensely. Not quite yet. Still on lap 8. V-Shoot's Queen still on the outside looking in, and a 3-second time penalty to Jin on lap 8. It's going to hurt his cause. I'm down and iRacing V rabbit hole, but I keep in touch. Pace as well by the looks. Yeah, Seabury Division 1 has turned into an absolute slugfest. Yolmir spinning out this time, the second McLaren driver to do so around the same turn, turn 12, really having, like I said before, those teeth that will bite, and has bit several drivers so far. But Yolmir is not the worst of where they're still in 10th place even after the spin. Impossible Bacon wanting to get around Will Ans and does so.
Oh gosh, I just got really surprised. We're in intermediate conditions here in Division 5 and I've got DRS. What?
Ooh.
That's weird.
Doomslayer, let me know if that link works. Sometimes it doesn't. If not, then I can just send another one in. Are you sure you're not already in the Discord, Doomslayer? I saw you there yesterday. It says you are in the Discord there, Doomslayer. Or OG. Here we go, Mystic. Still within striking distance of Jin here, closing the gap, and we might get another overtake here through turn 1. V-Shoot's Queen just on the outside looking in of this battle. Just can't close that gap within a second. Now, of course, this could have been a 4-car battle, but light work, unfortunately. Spinning out. Pitted for the mediums, did light. And now, once again, Jin allows Mystic through, and it seems that may be the strategy that these two guys have formed. They don't want to battle each other too hard right now, and maybe saving it for later. Speaking of strategy, Cake Thomas is led through by young DJ CJ. Cake, known for his race pace, trying to work himself back up the pack, starting in 12th place. But we see Cake with all these poor qualifyings, and then himself on the podium at the end of it all. So we'll see if he can continue that form from races past where he finds himself in poor qualifying. And it always annoys him. Oh! Juju and Mother Ellie. Cool. It's not showing you when I boot it. It's not showing you. What do you mean, OG? It's not showing, like showing me personally? Because there's a lot of chats in the Discord that are closed chats. Maybe if you can, if you're able to send me a screenshot on what you're seeing on Discord. I did message you, so you should be in. I should be in your recent messages. Send me a screenshot of that. But yeah, good to see you, Juju and Mother Ellie. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. I mean, I see that you guys are also not following the stream. So I mean, if you, it is free. It doesn't cost anything. It just takes a second to hit that follow button there, Juju and Mother Ellie. We're almost at 250 followers, which is our goal, and we are getting close to the end of our season 4 title race, and we're hoping that we can get 11 more followers by the end of it. So 2 here would be huge, but no pressure. If you don't want it, you don't want it. It is what it is. Like I said, it is free though, so very, very much appreciated. Pit stops have happened since the last time we looked. I'm not real familiar with Discord. Are you through the phone or the computer there, OG? And I should be able to help you. But Murphy swinging around turn 12, able to keep it clean. We've got a gap of around a second behind him to Scavney. But most importantly, the gap between Mystic and Jin was at a second there. But Jin is able to close it back down pit, and both drivers are into the pit. Potentially an undercut from V-Shoot's Queen here. He pits earlier, and a VSC is deployed. What happened and where? I don't see anything on track. I just see drivers into the pit. I'm not sure. I didn't catch anything. I'm on PC. Okay, so do you have the Discord app downloaded? Now, Juju and Mother Ellie, I'm assuming you are relatives of the Alfa Romeo boys. Okay, OG, you do have it. So the Discord home button, if you select it, it'll show all of your direct messages on the left side of the screen. Let me know if you see that. Light work, trying to get himself back up into the party here. He pitted early, he's on 7-lap old mediums, and picks up a penalty for his troubles, and that one hurts. He's stuck behind Scavney and his teammate Yulmir, as well as Cake Thomas on some fresh mediums. Juju is an absolute height beast in chat for Sui. You love to see it. We'll give Sui a little bit of airtime then here. Keep everyone happy. So he's sitting around 1.3 seconds back of Helg. Helg is on the only, or actually no, he's on the oldest set of hards on track. A couple of drivers did opt for the hards. Hash is in the pits, so he's gonna. Is Sui gonna be able to get ahead of Hash here? It's gonna be really close. If he does, it's gonna be huge for the Constructors Championship, and yes, he does. Hash is now in behind Sui, and it's very important for Sui to try and hold up Hash. If Hash gets through Sui easily, then Sui probably won't be able to get back ahead, and Hash will be able to close the gap and try and get some more points. Riding on 12-lap old mediums is Sui. Fresh mediums for Hash. Sui taking the deeper line. Hash gets alongside him here, and this is where the fresh mediums come into play. And Sui was not able to defend for too long, but as well, it's not the worst thing because Sui wasn't slowed up at all, and he's just going to continue on his race and try and put in a good finish here. Hash surely will break up the road with those fresh mediums. Sorry, lost you to an ad. You said something about the home button. Go Alex, go Poppy. Sorry, lost you an ad. You said something about the home button. Yeah, so the home button is the top left button on the screen there. If you select that, it should bring up all your direct messages. Oh, here we go. Jin thought about coming at Mystic, but actually opted out. Murph and Selly here is going to stay out on the mediums. 13 laps deep. Some drivers have opted for the hards. Helg finds himself all the way up in 5th. Okay, so you see that? Do you see my DM to you, Crash McQueen? Scuba Steve getting the overtake on Possum Bacon. That's kind of an important overtake with back-to-pack. Scuba, of course, trying to fight himself out of relegation. Did promote himself last season from Division 2, but now finds himself under a little bit of heat, and he's just in behind the man who is ahead of him. Or, sorry, no, young DJ CJ is actually just ahead of the guy that he's trying to close the gap down to save himself out of relegation. So big battle between those two there. No, you don't see, okay. So I'm going to message you again. Okay, does anything pop up on your Discord there? Murph and Selly gets overtaken, and oh, did he actually spin out? He must have spun out there. Alright, Mother Ellie and Juju, you guys need to come to the chat every time. You guys are hype. Here we go. Helg gets overtaken by Hash there. Hash having far quicker tires. Helg is up in 5th right now. He's going to have to pit at some point, but a spin by V-Shoot's Queen is huge for his podium battle, and that will That will bring Hash up into 3rd place net. He is 10.5 seconds off the pace, but now V-Shoot Squeen is going to pick himself up just ahead of his teammate, and on some hot mediums and some more worn ones now after that spin. And very importantly, he's got Cake Thomas not too far behind. I wonder if, and Super is actually the driver in between, so Super is going to do his best to try and hold up Cake here. Oh, Light Work getting very aggressive on Scavney, wanting to sprint it around the outside there, and does a good job, and then edges his way through on Scavney. Another penalty to Light Work though, 6 seconds is where he sits now. And Cake Thomas will get through on Super Nina. Super wasn't able to hold him up too long. So OG, did you see that message that I sent you? Did you get any sort of notification that popped up on your Discord? Are you even signed into Discord? That's one thing as well. Nice little DRS train being formed from JC Blackley leading the way to Scavney in 5th, so 6 cars in this DRS train. Give me no worries. Sui getting ahead of Murphy Selly. So these two drivers have opted for different tire strategies. Murph going for the hards, Sui pitting for the softs. Sui does get through very easily and is going to be able to break away from Murph, but Sui's got to clear an entire pit stop, and Murph doesn't look like he has the pace right now. So that may be a possibility. How is Helg riding on his 15-lap old cards? V-Shoot Squeen's going to get through JC Blackley. Cake Thomas might be able to as well. Oh, couldn't quite get the lunge on JC. Possible, potentially back on Scuba Steve. Will go around the outside of turn 2 and back up into 13th place. Pushes Scuba down another position. Young DJ on 5-lap old hards is going to try and probably last these out for the rest of the Grand Prix. Cake wanting to get past JC Blackley very badly and goes down the inside line through a fast left-hander. JC does a good job of giving him the room, but Cake is going to be able to win the battle in the end, and JC Blackley slowly being overtaken by quicker drivers on better compounds, on fresher compounds. And once again, Light Work finding himself under a little bit of trouble here in Imola, and loses it, but is able to regain, unfortunately, in 11th place. Needs to try and close that gap again. Scuba Steve with a big penalty, and that's his first of the day. Ninas into the pit for his first stop. So I'll have to do the math on the finishing results after this one's all said and done and see if it is if it was at all possible for Mystic and Sui to lock up. I think they need over. Oh, there you go, Mother Ellie with the follow. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. That puts us at 240. But I think Mystic and Sui need 160 points, 160 more points than Murph and Selly and Hash and JC Blackley getting bit, and oh my, and spins out right in front in a terrible area on track, and collects 2 drivers, one being his teammate, the other one being Scuba Steve, and that will bring out a safety car. Hash coming into the pit. Helg lasting out is going to come into the pit. This is huge for him. Perfect timing. wow, that changes things. Just a really awful place. Mystic, Jin, and Cake all stay out. Hash is gonna come out in fresh softs. Helg will come out in 5th in fresh mediums. Yomir fresh mediums. Vishu's Queen fresh mediums. And then it looks like Scammy is the last person to come out with some fresh softs. Everyone else is on the mediums. So 28 laps complete. Oh, Real Jackson. That wasn't very smart. No, it was not Real Jackson. I completely agree. 28 laps is what Mystic Joker needs to finish, and then to finish 17th place for Mystic Joker to lock up the Division 1 Drivers' Championship. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Okay, I thought I recognized your name there, Real Jackson. You followed just a couple of weeks ago. Or one week ago to be exact, okay. You tuned in at a good time. Things are coming down to it. Mystic and Jin are going to come into the pit. Does Cake stay out? Cake does stay out. And isn't even able to get ahead of Jin and Mystic. I think Cake might be kicking himself for not pitting. So Mystic and Jin are able to save a lap on these softs. Cake is on 7-lap old mediums. You know, if I were Smith Pell, I'd probably just come in for some softs or mediums. Just anything will do other than these 10-lap old hards. I don't think this is the way to go, and yeah, he is going to. And you're only going to net lose 2 positions, so it's not the worst thing in the world. So Loco is lapped already. So no pressure on losing your spot there. It's a decent stop by the Alpines, but I still think Murphy is going to get ahead of him. But that's very important for Murphy being all the way back in 17th. And Sui currently sitting in 14th, looking to extend the lead going in to Jeddah in 2 weeks' time to try and win the Constructors' Championship. Mystic Joker holding serve, and whoa, what happened to Murphy there? A little bit of troubles. Mystic Joker holding serve, leading the way. Jin it to win it is just in behind in second, but he does have 3 seconds worth of penalties. We're waiting for all the drivers to catch up to send this baby back to green and bring it home with probably around 11 or 10 laps to go. Jacko, what would be happening in Division 5 there if you have a second?
Yeah, we just had a safety car deployed, so I certainly have a second. We've been in intermediate conditions the entire way, so we probably could have gone the whole way in one set. But a lot of us have just entered the pits and taken a second set of inters. Hewlett, the race leader, has just overtaken us all by not pitting. So we'll see if his tyres can last. Obviously they'll last without a puncture, but whether they'll be quick enough to hold us up, who knows. I'm currently running third behind Jonathan Dunk, who had been leading most of the way. His teammate was on the front row of the grid, but was a lap down at one stage, but he just unlocked himself. So he might be one to watch out for. Other than that, see what happens.
So next 2 weeks' time we're in Jeddah. Do you have a thought on that?
I mean, so far I can tell you the track is not that great. For racing, pretty awful. 3 DRS zones, you'll never be able to get away, no matter how talented you are, unless the car behind has damages, makes a mistake. Track limits are a bit iffy. I don't know, it's tough. At least it's a night race and it's an atmosphere, but I don't think it's the most enjoyable track.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately there's no guitar. Guitar probably would have been better.
Yeah, there's a lot of lefts and rights and lefts and rights and lefts and rights.
Yeah, it's definitely a wheel-oriented track, which is kind of sad for the pad users, but it happens.
Hey, you call yourself a pad user. I'm just a straight joystick on the controller.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than using a microphone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you don't know
Turn
that.
left.
I'm sure there's some sort of quick way to do that. But yeah. Oh, the safety car is going to come in very late here. Wow, so Mr. Joker's got no time to try and open it up, but Jin actually lets a big gap and is reaching for the slipstream. Is just able to get it. He's closing the gap down now. We'll bring it back within about 4/10. Hash, though, trying to overtake Cake real early and will get the job done. Cake on these old mediums and is in a real tough spot. Helg on for a great finish as he tries to hold his spot in Division 1 for next season. Still in the conversation of potentially going down, but a big race here for Helg, starting all the way back in 16th place and has got himself set for the hardest charger. Super Ninas being overtaken by a couple of cars there, and he's going to drop down, and these hards are not looking like the way to go off of the restart here. Will and sending it around the outside, coming through the corner where 3-4 laps ago he punted his teammate who tried to do a whip spin in the worst part on track and got hit. Super Ninas, yeah, these hards just aren't warmed up for him, and he's back down into 11th. I bet he wish he didn't pit for those at this point now. So Sui, one of the few drivers on the softs. There we go, that's Sui. Trying to hunt down young DJ CJ. Scuba Steve with that penalty behind Sui. So he's got not a lot of pressure behind and not a lot to lose. And with young DJ CJ picking up a penalty, that really changes things. Young DJ is trying to close the gap on Scuba Steve, and they're only separated by 12 points. So right now, if these two drivers were to finish in their respective spots, young DJ in 13th place would get 47 points, and Scuba Steve in 15th place would get 40. So 7 points gained for young DJ would bring that gap to within 5 points heading into the final race. But still, we're not done here. Young Sui trying to overtake young DJ on these fresher softs. He's putting a lot of pressure on young DJ, but young DJ doesn't seem to be quite shaken by it. Light work with another penalty coming through the chicane. Sui gets right up on the white line, extending the track limits as much as he can, trying to hunt down Young, but he doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it in the last couple of turns here. And potentially he can get him into turn 2. Hash has a penalty, so now Cake is sitting on the podium. Hell getting overtaken by Yolmir, but that's not quite the worst thing with Yolmir having 3 seconds worth of time penalties. On lap 24, 9 laps to go, and or I guess we're 8 full laps to go. We're on lap 24, so yeah, it's still things can happen. And young DJ actually overtakes Super Ninas, but Super getting overtaken by Scuba and Sui. So now Super really struggling on those hards, just can't get them going. Helg, though, has got to be careful for that hardest charger point. He's got 12 positions gained, but Cake Thomas has 8, so it could come down to it between those two drivers. But Helg does have 7 laps fresher of mediums, but does have some major pressure with some quick drivers behind him, and falling out of DRS range of Yolmir is as well huge. Yolmir is draped all over the back of Cake Thomas, so this may be good for Helg if Yolmir can get through Cake Thomas here. And he's into the slipstream with the major straight here, passing the pit lane. Yolmir takes the inside line. Cake can't quite defend it. Yellow flags in sector 3. I believe that's Soy Loco. In the back of the pack. And there we go, Juju and Mother Ellie throwing some more flames towards the duo of the Alfa Romeo boys. Just got an absolute fan club. Oh, and Light Work will do a full spin this time and absolutely destroy a sign in the way, and he's going to have to pick himself back up in 17th place. Soy Loco is officially retired, so Mystic Joker just needs to run 2 more laps, and then he can bring it into the garage. I don't know why I like saying it like that. Oh, that's not a good luck there, dude. I always catch him. I don't know how. I have the luck, Jacko. I always catch the accidentally on purpose retirements.
Oh no.
Yeah. Ooh, Jin, extremely close to Mystic Joker here. V shoots Queen looking for an overtake on Cake, and will get that done. Cake on those old mediums. Helg getting overtaken by Scavney on some softs. But we'll see how long those softs can hold out, and if Helg maybe can try to attempt another overtake back on him. And Helg is actually kind of closing the gap a little bit to Cake Thomas. And once again, Cake Thomas still with 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Oh, and hugely important, Scuba Steve going around the outside of turn 7 on young DJ CJ. This is a direct battle for relegation. Potentially the biggest battle on track here. Young DJ not wanting to give up. Scuba sending it around the outside, and young DJ unfortunately losing out there. Scuba Steve going up into 12th. And formerly what was Uncle Ben's Rice is trying to hold his position in Division 1. Both drivers who were just promoted from Division 2 actually are in direct battle here. And young DJ gets a really good run, but I think he's going to back out. Takes a little bit of a peek at this. And Scavney overtaking Cake Thomas here. So now Cake Thomas's position changes, goes to 5, and it's actually Scavney who's put some pressure on Helg for the hardest charger. But Cake's penalty should bring Helg up a position, and Helg is actually closing the gap to Cake, with Cake having some of the oldest tires on track. Actually, the oldest tires on track. Young DJ actually got back through off Scuba Steve. I'm assuming that was through turn 2. Alright, Juju. Mother Ellie was the last one to bump up the chat. Time to you. For you, you gotta pump up Subi. Needs it. 4 seconds out of Will Ans. Doing a good job covering his spread. And Yolmir, oh, Yolmir must have spun. Yes, he has, and he's waiting for all the traffic to pass. And Yolmir spins again, trying to get on the throttle. And Sui jumps up into the top 10. Helg has a chance at Cake Thomas here. And yeah, he's going to get in the slipstream. Sorry, dude, no luck. Don't know why. Hope we'll figure it out eventually. Yeah, just let me know if you ever need anything. You can message the league on Instagram and Twitter. And someone there can help you as well. You can send screenshots to that if that's easier for you there, OG. And maybe we can help you out through there. And Scuba Steve with a... Oh, actually pitted and retires.
Ooh, that's big.
That is big, and he won't even get any points. He did it 1 lap too early. Yolmir as well, coming in and retiring. So, ladies and gentlemen, we can officially crown Mystic Joker our Season 4 Division 1 champion on lap 28. There are 5 drivers retired. The minimum place he will finish is 14th, and that is all she wrote for the Drivers' Championship side of Division 1. Well done, Mystic Joker. We will get you into the interview after the race is over, and we'll see if you can bring it home here in Imola. My girlfriend never comes into chat and cheers me on for commentating. You think that? I feel like that just come off as sarcastic. Would it not, Jacko?
No, not necessarily.
cheering me on for commentating. It just come on like, yeah, well done. Like,
Well, I might, yeah.
yeah, nice, nice word phrasing. Way to stay with the action, babe. Like, it just feels like sarcasm. No, it's different when you got support when you're a driver, that's for sure. Ooh, Scapney going off, and he's going to be under pressure here from V-Shoots Queen. Maybe these softs are starting to wear off. Mystic Joker has opened up the gap to a second and a half on Jinna to win it. Hash is 5.7 seconds separated. Find yourself a new, of course, we cheer on him. No, she's a good girl. I'm not saying that she'd be rude about it. I'm just saying it just come off sarcastic cheering for me as a commentator. There's not much you can cheer about there. I might talk her to sleep though, so that might be beneficial there. No, she comes to all the soccer games and the hockey games and the slow pitch games and whatnot. She's good there. But yeah, no, commentary is she hears me talk enough. We'll just keep it at that. Oh, impossible getting through Helg. And does that change much for? Yes, it does. Now that really brings Scabney into play here. If Scabney is able to get through V-Shoots Queen, but not looking likely with those old softs. So at one point, Cake had a chance at hardest charger, but now it's fallen off. It's now Scabney with the potential of it, but he needs to overtake V-Shoots, and like I just said, those soft tower compounds are starting to wear off here. We're on lap 30 of 32. Our championship leader leads us here in this race, looking for his 1, 2, 4, 6, 8th win of the season, 9th win of the season, sorry. 9th win through 16 weeks, so trying to win officially over half the races in season 4. Now, of course, that was nowhere near what he accomplished in season 3, where he won 10 out of 12. Now we find ourselves with a more righteous field. I feel like that's a fun word to use, and has found some difficulties, but still winning over half the races, winning potentially the 2 new races. I don't want to say for sure, but he won Portimao, looking to win Imola here. Halfway done, lap 31, and only has a lap and a half to go. And he's already been officially crowned Division 4 champion, or Division 1 champion season 4, and is about all in the bag for Mystic. But he has made it very clear that he and his brother are very much focused on the Constructors Championship, and a big day for the Alfa Romeos here. Looking like it's going to be more and more possible, and it will come down to the final race in 2 weeks' time in Jeddah, and that will be a fun one. That will be a very interesting one. We'll really see what Jeddah will bring to the table. Mystic has actually lost a lot of time to Jin here, but Jin does have 6 seconds worth of penalties. He surely has second place locked up. Hash has a 2.5 second gap to V-Shoots Queen for third place, so he's looking to have that locked up as well. Hardest charger still sitting with Helg, but V-Shoots Queen has actually allowed Scabney back in this. And these 2 drivers are within a half a second on the final lap. Impossible Bacon, a teammate of Scabney, right in behind, and this has huge implications for the Constructors Championship as well for Division 1 with Williams and Alpine. Williams are trying to extend the gap on the Alpine and are looking to do so here. Alpine only having the 1 driver of Smith Pell here this evening. Matt Rosie not making it, and I just realized that now that he was the van that wasn't around. Lap 32, nothing gets past Old Crash McQueen, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, there we go, Mystic Joker works that gap back up to over a second, and he's only got a couple more turns to bring it home. And Impossible Bacon spins around once more, turn 12, needed to get 1 more driver, and he gets Impossible there, and that will push him back behind Will Ants, but who gives a crap? Mystic Joker comes over for the win. Jinna Twinit comes second. Hash, Mr. Consistent all year, will finish third. Scabney is just too far out behind V-Shoots Queen, who comes over in 4th, Scabney in 5th. Helg will get our hardest charger here in 6th place. Cake in 7th. Will Ans in 8th, Young DJ in 9th, huge points for him in the relegation battle, and I wasn't able to catch that last little drag to the end. I apologize. Sui will end up in 12th. I think the penalties hurt him in the end there. Murphy in 13th. But stay tuned. We will have interviews with the drivers. I'll be sure to get them on quickly here. Mr. Joker. And there's Mr. Joker up on the top step of the podium, celebrating his win, qualifying 3rd, which was quite the surprise. Light work and Jin out-qualifying him, but Mystic Joker getting the final lap. Jin so very close to Mystic the entire race. Does get some solid points in 2nd. He tries to get himself ahead of Hash, and that might come down to the final race, but currently Jin sits 3rd. Hash with a solid 3rd place as well, sitting 2nd in the Drivers' Championship, but our final order is as follows. Mystic Joker with the win, as well as the fastest lap of 1:15.742. Jin to win at 2nd, Hash 3rd, Vishut's Queen a solid 4th for the Haas, Scabney in 5th, Helg in 6th, and Hardest Charger on top. Kig Thomas in 7th, Will Ans 8th, Smith Pell 9th, Impossible Bacon in 10th. Young DJ CJ with big points for his relegation battle in 11th. Sui holding his position ahead of Murph and Sally the Ferrari in 12th and 13th. Super Ninas in 14th, and DNFs go to Yolmir Scuba, NSF Lightwork, Soy Loco, and JC Blackley. And if you'll give me a minute or two, I will try and have our interviews all set up. All
Yo.
right. Jin, you good? Mic check.
No, I'm good, man. Yo,
Yep.
yo, 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 yo.
Yeah. Helg, unmute yourself. Mic check.
Yep.
Yeah, you're good. Man, I haven't heard you since we switched over to Discord, dude.
No.
All right, so you requested to get first. We're still waiting on Mystic, but we'll get your interview done first because you said you have to pack, and what's that for, Helg?
What was that again?
You said that you have to pack. So what are you packing for?
Oh, the wife and I going back home to do some benefits, and then I got a pack to go to Vegas for work for a conference. So,
Oh wow,
yeah.
that sucks.
Yeah, I know, right?
Is it going to Vegas for a air quotation conference?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I heard.
Yeah.
Jin.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Ah.
unfortunately, it's not. It's an actual conference. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What kind of conference is it?
Just sporting goods. So, good
That's
old
not
work
bad.
stuff.
Not a bad conference to go to.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It-
Do you have are you
There's
accompanied by any
worse
of your
ones.
your coworkers, or are you going solo?
I'm going solo. So,
That's not
yeah.
bad.
Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously going with coworkers, but nobody within the league, if that's what you're meaning.
Oh, I
Being,
gotcha.
it seems
Okay.
like half the league works for me, works with us.
Whoa.
So.
Whoa.
So.
Watch what you say there, Helg.
Right.
There you
So.
go. But anywho, yeah, congratulations on your marriage as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
But more importantly, I think you've saved yourself in Division 1 for another season.
I know it was looking close there. Once I came back, I'm like, I need to put some performances in order to stay up. So yeah, but we
Yeah.
got one more race to determine that. But yeah, hopefully I stay up. So.
Yeah, I think it's looking really good. Another quality finish. You've had a lot of top 10s in the last little while here. What do you credit that to?
Honestly, today's finish, strategy, going on the hards. I knew there was a high chance of safety cars towards the end, especially when tires of everybody else were kind of degrading. I knew people would either hit a curb, spin, or just lose braking. So I kind of counted on that, and it played out in my favor today. So.
Yeah, I did make note of that on the stream. Your hard tire strategy really worked out for you with the timing of the pit stop. So, I mean, couldn't ask for a much better timing for that, really, could you, eh?
No, I could not. That was about perfect. So, yeah, a lot of luck on that.
So now this is another 5th place finish for you, correct? Was it 5th or 6th?
6th, and this is the second one, I believe. Second one in a row.
Yeah, so
So.
you really have found some proper form. But I mean, yeah, you're looking good. You might have Monkey Mafia joining you back up in Division 1 next season. What's your thoughts on that? I'm sure you'd love to hear.
I'm pumped.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. I got a little taste of racing with Nikki last week and brought some good old memories back. Racing with him side by side, and I'm excited for Monkey to come back up. So him and I always had good battles, and he's such a good racer as far as racing side by side. So super pumped about it.
Yeah, he's a very respectable guy in that field for sure. Yeah, it must have been all the way back in Season 2 was the last time that you raced against him in Division 1.
Oh, it's got to be. Yeah, it's got to be up there. So.
Because I think he self-relegated himself to lobby host season or Division 3, and then he hasn't been back up since.
Yep, that is correct. So, that is correct.
All right, so you're getting there. Now, did you mention that you already went on a honeymoon, or when are you going on one, or if you are?
Yep, nope. We went on a honeymoon right away. Went to Oregon. And just kind of relaxed.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
What was in Oregon for you guys?
We just cool place to relax. A lot of hiking, breweries, all that fun stuff. So yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. A lot of hipster vibes out there for sure.
Yeah. Yes, there was.
Where
So,
where I live in Vancouver, we got a lot of microbreweries. There's a lot
uh,
of really nice
yeah,
ones.
yeah. So it seemed like every block there was one.
Oh
So
yeah,
it was kind of cool to see all that. So,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Awesome, good to
Yeah.
hear, man. Well, best of luck. Enjoy your quote unquote work trip. Jack, do you have anything to
Yeah.
say to Helg before? Or are you still on your race, Jacko?
Now we just finished. Yeah, congratulations to Helg on a well, firstly on the real life component of that marriage, and also your result today.
All right.
I have any
Thanks, man.
questions. I have.
Sorry, what was that? You talked over each other. What'd you say, Jacko?
I say I have no question because I don't know exactly what happened in there. So,
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. All right, well, I guess we'll get on to you there, Jen. But yeah, hopefully we talking to you soon there, Helg. Well done on another season up in Division One.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good job as always.
Cheers, cheers. Okay, Jen. Now you found yourself starting ahead of Mystic through the qualifying. Now I did watch his hot lap for the time that did count. And he did leave a little bit on the table. Do you feel like that was your fastest hot lap that you could produce in Imola, or did you as well leave some on the table that you could have taken away?
I probably had a little bit left, but not as much as Mystic. No.
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 And then starting ahead of him, was he your main target to try and hold behind in turn one, or knowing that as well? He was fourth. I think it was Hash. Did Hash start fourth?
Yeah, Hash was fourth.
Yeah, so Hash was directly behind you. Was he really even a thought kind of coming into turn two, or was Mystic mainly your
No, because Lightwork had that tyre glitch, so he had ice cold tyres off the grid. So when I was getting ahead of him, I thought, hold on, I've got T1 nice and easy here, and then Mystic followed me through, and then there was a bit of kerfuffling with Hash and Lightwork, so me and Mystic broke away for the first few laps. So we got that gap.
I didn't even consider that tire glitch by Lightwork.
Yeah, that's
So-
why he got that horrible start and he dropped like a stone.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
that makes a lot more sense now.
And it was just a case of working with Mystic just to pull a gap and just keep it.
So now,
keep
yeah,
it
you
quiet.
guys did kind of have that like mental telepathy mutual agreement to not get stupid on lunges and to just try and keep opening it up on what was V-Shoot's Queen behind you guys.
Like I said, I've got nothing to fight. Well, I've got second place to fight for, but it's a bit of a miracle for me to get it really with Hash finishing behind me. So it was just mainly not trying to ruin like, the constructors for Mystic and not doing anything stupid.
Yeah, just maybe have a chance at a race win at the end, really.
Nah, I didn't have a chance at all. Like, I reckon he was holding back a few.
Oh.
He was just because he saw the gap behind me and he thought, if I'm not going to try and overtake him, then he knows that he could take it easy.
Okay.
Which I reckon he did. He could have easily pulled away from me a lot more.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So what was your take on Imola? How many league races have you done here?
That was my second.
Okay. So I'm assuming I mean, it's hard to improve on second, but what was the position of your first time around?
It was did not finish.
So a vast improvement then.
Yeah, indeed.
There you go. Where'd you lose it for the DNF?
Penultimate corner on the last lap.
Oh, piss off.
No.
Oh my. That's heartbreaking. Oh god, it is what it is. But yeah, I think I don't know if you have second place. I don't know if you can get second place now. I think you're a little bit too far back of Hash. His consistency was just absolutely phenomenal this season. But yeah.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give Mystic a proper run next season?
We'll see.
Yeah.
So I'd like a teammate who can finish a race. No, not in knocking on Soy, like, because I know Soy from another league is a good egg, but he's just had bad luck in this league.
I agree. He has had bad luck this season. Yeah. But
he might come back next season. Well, he's looking like he's back in D2.
Yeah. So best of luck to him there. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It looks like he's got some bad luck this for season 4 for sure. It might be some struggle at adjusting to the game. If you want to talk about bad luck and poor finishes in comparison to quality, we can really bring up Random Series. That is not a guy that I would have tallied at all going down to Division 2.
No.
Yeah, so.
Scuba Steve has had his fair share of bad luck as well.
Yeah, that's true as well. And then another DNF this race is really gonna hurt him, and he's actually gonna be in the relegation zone going into the final week. So some things to look out there for. But I'll leave you with Jacko if you have anything to say there, Jacko. I guess you don't really know much, but you can talk, I guess, if you have anything.
Just a big congratulations to Jin once again, as we expected, was on the podium, and yeah, much better than the race that we had, as well as Mystic all those weeks ago in Imola. So well done.
Cheers.
I guess before you head off, Jin, do you want to congratulate Mystic on a Season 4 win, if you can muster it up?
I can. Congratulations, Mystic. Another title. Is he going to go? Is that 2 now?
Yeah, back to back.
Is he going to go for back to back to back?
Oh, the 3-peat?
The 3-peat.
Well, we'll get to him here. But yeah, well done, Jin. Best of luck in Jeddah. Enjoy your break, unless you're going to be joining me for the It's Not My Thanksgiving 1v1 showdown in 1 week's time.
Did I check in for that?
Okay, I'm going to put an announcement in probably this evening. Again, I did make like a half-ass announcement, but I'm going to be sure to get numbers now since we're a week within.
No problem.
Okay.
No doubt I'll chuck my name in the hat.
Cool. Good to hear, buddy. I'll talk to you then.
Cheers, guys.
All right. Mystic, a race win. We'll start with the race first, then we'll get into your Drivers' Championship victory. So obviously a huge day for Alfa Romeo. Now you made it very apparent a couple weeks ago when I talked to you last that the Constructors' Championship is the #1 goal, and I actually have it here. Alfa Romeo got 152 points this race, and Ferrari got 137, currently standing without any penalties. That increases your team's gap to 59 points, and and to clinch next week, or in 2 weeks' time, you need 147 total points, no matter what the result is of the Ferraris, to take in that win. How much are you looking forward to having that chance in 2 weeks' time? I guess, screw what I said initially about talking about this race. You're worried about the Constructors. Why don't you tell me about how excited you are to having that chance to bring it home with your brother?
I mean, it feels good, man. It feels good. Him and I have never teamed up before. In all the years that I've done league racing, so just kind of all lined up. This time, was finally able to, team up with him, and at first he didn't know if I was being serious or not, but yeah, I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's see what we can do. Especially considering last season, I don't know what happened with my teammate, and after like 3-4 races in, and just kind of disappeared or whatever. So from there, it was just like I pretty much was on my own. I mean, yeah, I would have a reserve here and there, but pretty much was just on my own. So at that point, it was like, I'll take whoever, and then the opportunity came up where I could team up with Sui. I had to take it, man. I had to take it. So it's gonna feel really good. It's gonna feel very rewarding, a very proud moment for sure. If we're able to clinch it. If we're not, hey, still gotta be proud, So yeah, man, feels good. Okay, all right, good talk. You're not talking.
Raj?
Oh, yeah, muted myself once again. I don't want to, ever since you brought up the ASMR typing, I've always been so worried about that. So yeah. I try to mute myself, but I forget that yeah, but no, okay, what I was saying to you without you knowing was, yeah, you had quite the fan base of Juju and Mother Ellie in chat this evening, and they even told me that I needed to go find myself a new girl on top of that. So a couple diehard fans you got there.
Oh, well, big shout out to them for sure. And I know they don't really know too much about F1 and whatnot, but it's always good to have support, you know. So appreciate them coming to the stream and checking it out and showing support.
Yeah,
For sure.
they definitely made it a little bit more interesting for me, so I do appreciate that. Now I'm just busting their balls about finding myself a new girl. It was just out of context. But yeah, so Division 1, Season 4 Championship is now yours for drivers. Back to back for you, Mystic. Now this one was a little bit harder with the consistency of Hash. Why don't you tell me what it's like having a guy just week in, week out, putting in solid results, just not kind of leaving you alone?
Yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's rough because honestly, I knew Hash was gonna be a consistent driver, but you know, I didn't think that he was gonna up his game as much as he did, especially with consistency. You know, last time out, he had some issues here and there, was getting caught up in incidents and whatnot. So, you know, I knew that he was gonna be up there, but I didn't think he was gonna be like just always there, just looming in the back, you know. And so I mean, fair play to him. I mean, what a great season that he's had. You know, he's definitely hasn't made it easy. I'll tell you that in the constructors. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Himself, he's gone through. Well, he had Tiak to start, and we know how good Tiak can be on any night. And then having Murph and Selly to come in replacement.
yeah. Murph definitely came in and you know he kind of just took off from the start. You know, I mean he's had very consistent finishes. Um, he's driven well. Um, so it definitely hasn't been easy. I mean, I know that put the pressure on Sui and I to really, you know, kind of get it together. And you know, I had a little bit of a, I don't know, weird slump or something. I don't know, man. But
Yep.
yeah, just still though, you know, just still constantly trying to get podiums or at least top fives. But you know, target was podiums. Um, and yeah, just keep that consistency going.
Yeah, and it's gonna have to carry over to Jeddah for sure. Those they're I'd best describe them as a pest, really. They're just always there. I mean, I've looked back and they've been second place since all the way back week 9
Yeah.
after Singapore, and then from that point on they haven't left your side, and if anything have closed the gap slowly every week or two. And but now this big race from you guys here, Sui finishing just ahead of Murph and you finishing 2 positions ahead of Hash, really, and as well getting the fastest lap really helps your case.
Yeah, that was huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, I knew that my race pace was gonna be there. I was severely disappointed in my quali, man. I couldn't hook up a lap. I mean, literally in a practice quali session that I did with a few people just before we started, you know, my very first lap, I hit a 14.2 right off the bat. And then I kept messing up every attempt after that. But then, you know, we get to the real deal and it's showtime, and I just kept choking every single lap, man. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, so
So,
Bacon called out a 13.7 from you in quali. Is that possible for you here?
maybe if I'm on it. I mean, for sure the high 13s. I for sure I could have dipped into the if I hooked up the right lap. I don't know about a 7, but for sure high 13s. If not, like you know, on 14 flat or whatever. But yeah, just wasn't meant to be. Was pretty frustrated, but you know, I knew that I had to just concentrate on the race, you know, and have good race pace and um, try not getting involved in anything crazy, penalty free, especially penalty free around here. Um, and yeah, I don't even know if I got. Actually, no, I got one warning. Yeah, I got one warning that race.
Oh, that's well done. There's a lot of penalties being handed out today.
Yeah, yeah, man.
So how much do you know about light work?
Oh yeah, I know quite a bit. He's my teammate in another league that I
Okay.
race in.
So he's in Division 2 this season now. I'd imagine he's going to be brought up into Division 1.
I would hope.
Division 1 is just going to get tougher and tougher. So the three-peat, do you think that is how obviously it's becoming harder and harder next season? I mean, you just have to get better and better if you want that three-peat. Just what's your approach for next season?
Well, I mean, I guess you kind of said, because I haven't actually gone out and said that, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be sticking around or whatever. But but yeah, I'm gonna be continuing racing.
That's true. I should have given you the chance to announce whether you are or aren't. I just assumed that everyone is.
Damn you, Crash. Damn you.
Yeah.
No, I mean I had announced a while back that I was more than likely gonna step away from racing because towards the time, you know, when next season would start up and kind of beginning of next year or whatever, my schedule was gonna be changing up a bit, and so like I wouldn't have the proper time to be doing like the amount of racing that I'm doing currently. But yeah, I'm gonna be stepping away from other leagues that I'm in, uh, just because I wouldn't be able to balance the change in schedule and then like you know have enough practice and time for all of that. But
Yeah.
I'm still gonna be racing here, and that kind of worked out somehow, luckily, because I honestly thought I was gonna have to step away from here too. But no, it's changed up, and I'm gonna be able to race here. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I love the challenge. I absolutely love the challenge. I don't want it easy. I want to work hard. I wanna have a fight, you know. And that's what I look forward to the most, for sure.
Well, that's really good to hear. Of course, we don't know what happens in our drivers' personal lives, and yeah, of course. I mean, life outside racing comes first for sure. I speak for myself when I say that there's times where like I've nearly had to drop this, and like you kind of said there, just things kind of work out where you still get that open time gap every Thursday night to be able to kind of come back. So it's good to hear that you're back. I'm looking forward to continuing our interview conversations that we have every 2 weeks as it seems. So looking forward to it continuing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you under a little more stress next season.
Yeah, man. I look forward to it. There's gonna be a lot of really solid competition in Div One. You know, people are gonna get shifted around, whatever it may be, and it's getting closer and closer to you know where certain drivers that are in lower categories should be brought up. You know,
Yeah.
because they do have that pace, and it's good, man. It's good to just have that competitiveness all throughout the field.
Yeah,
Very much looking forward to it.
speaking from a commissioner point of view, it's tough for us to force people to go down when they have fought from
Yeah, it's not easy for sure.
yeah. So we have to let it kind of run organically. But it's gonna start. It'll get there for sure, where the divisions are properly evened out and the guys will be at the top and whatnot. And so it's getting there. And yeah, we understand we have some pretty damn quick guys down. Like we don't even have Jonathan Dunk with a seat yet, and that's and even
Oh, that's crazy, man.
I
You
know.
definitely, yeah.
But it also speaks volumes on. Now I'm just pumping our own tires of the quality of our league is that no one freaking leaves it. So it's tough. Oh, Pork says he has a seat now. Okay, so news. This just in. We have breaking news. But yeah, I'll leave you to Jacko now. I feel like we've had enough of a conversation here, so I'll allow Jacko to congratulate and whatnot. So why don't you take it away?
Yeah, well, inside info actually, Jonathan Dunk was in the Division 5 race with me, and he was victorious. So I hope he's not staying in Division 5 because it's a
No.
bit ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, congratulations once again, Mystic. It's a sentence we say quite a lot, but a second consecutive Drivers' Championship, first time it's been done in Division 1, and probably not your last, I'd say, if you're continuing, which you know. Do you think you're going to go 3 in a row? I mean, surely that's the aim.
I mean, it's always the goal for sure. That's always gonna be the target, no matter what. If it actually happens, you know, who knows? But I know I'm definitely gonna try to give it my all, and just go from there, man. Just take it one race at a time, and just see how the season unfolds. But yeah, it's that's definitely the target for sure.
Well, I certainly won't be surprised. But yeah, once again, big congratulations. And if I could move on to a question that's kind of more related to the circuit, but I know you're an Alonso fan, so you may remember the battle he had with Schumacher at Imola in 2000, I think it was 2006 or 2005.
Right.
But the circuit at the time had the last chicane, Variante Bassa. Do you think that the circuit would be better with that chicane, or as it is currently laid out with a long DRS straight?
Mm, that's a good question. I feel like so like hot lap wise and all that. I don't know. It just feels good. The current layout, getting that good run out of the final corner, and just you know just flooring the gas and just going from there. But I mean, another overtaking opportunity towards the end of the lap, would be pretty nice, I guess. Or not necessarily overtaking, but just another little challenge to set yourself up, for the rest of the straight. So I think I'm gonna have to go with having the older layout. Yeah.
Yeah, not surprised. Not surprised at all. I was nodding as you answered the question.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna assume that you agree, or
absolutely. I wouldn't
yeah,
have raised it otherwise.
yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I feel like the old layout just kind of added a little bit more uh to everything, and I don't know. This is fine. Doing a hot lap around here, it's fun. Um, but for sure, having that extra little challenge at the end of the lap would kind of spice things up.
Yeah,
But
totally agree. But they, not available in real life, so not in the game.
yeah, yeah.
So I guess
Unfortunately,
since we're bringing up questions like that, who's the better driver, Kubica or Hulkenberg?
Hulkenberg.
Hulkenberg.
Yeah, 100%.
Didn't we have this discussion, Jacko?
We do.
It's just too. You can't answer that quickly. You got to
It's
think.
close. We give him credit. It's close, but it's Hulkenberg.
Well, one hasn't podiumed and one's won a race.
But I do have to get going, fellas. I'm sorry, man. So if,
No,
I don't know if there's like anything.
No, I wasn't done talking yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry, Crash, but
You can't just win races, Mystic, and not expect to be held here.
Yeah, you
as
can't.
A captive.
I was even like swinging my feet too in my chair.
Oh man, I had you all excited.
Yeah, that's what it is. All right, you can bugger off. Well done again. Maybe we'll be talking to you in 2 weeks' time. But if it's constructors wise, then we for sure will be. So
Yeah.
Best of luck then.
Thanks,
And
guys.
have a good time. Have a happy Thanksgiving as well.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You guys have a good rest of your evening and I guess day for Jacko. But yeah, thank you, and man, feels good. That race felt good.
Yeah.
So
I could imagine.
see you guys next time.
I'll win a
Cheers,
race
man.
one day.
Why don't you race next week in your own Thanksgiving thing?
I don't play the game enough. Simply enough. It happens with me. I just like it depends. I go through phases with this game, to be honest. Like sometimes I just like right now I'm too hooked on the new COD to put time into the game.
Why don't you hire one of the Americans who's not eligible to race to sign in as you and race as you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
I mean, no one's heard that plan on stream, right?
Yeah, but the plan is as well. We're doing this because the Americans will all be enjoying Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you'll find one that's not.
Well,
I'll pay him enough to not.
Oh, okay, that's more better. I was gonna say I'm hoping that we don't find one that doesn't have a Thanksgiving to go to, but yeah, we can pay him. I find that better. Yeah, we'll buy someone out of their turkey dinner. I mean, it'll be tough. Turkey dinner's damn good. I just had one on Saturday and that was delicious. But yeah, I don't know, Jacko. I mean, that's about it from me here, man. Nothing left for me to say other than to bring it home. well, won't you kind of give us your thoughts on Jeddah and any other thing that you have to say?
Well, I mean, my thoughts on Jeddah are not quite as positive as my thoughts on Imola, but it'll be a new challenge. It's always great to see new tracks and provide a bit of a spice up to the. I wouldn't say it, racing at traditional tracks is becoming stale at all, but it's always nice to have something new.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily that design, but it'll be a fast race, really fast, I believe. So it might be one of the shorter broadcasts if there's. Well, I mean, there's going to be safety cars probably. Unlikely to rain, I would think. So probably going to have a dry race on the softest 2 compounds because the tyre wear is not very high. Yeah, not sure what else to say. You might find a lot of penalties by the end of it because track limits are quite tough.
So am I booking you in to be my co-caster next week, or are you going to be doing your own thing again?
Next week being Jeddah, or next week being
2 weeks. Sorry, next round, I guess we'll say.
Well, I'm gonna do the same thing I've done the last 2 weeks and check in his reserves, see what happens. Always happy to be talking to you during the stream.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'd rather them say, hey, you got no spot this week, but come back next season in Division 1. But
in a perfect world, hey, in a perfect world.
Yeah, perfect world, but I don't think there's a spot. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I do kind of feel that I don't want to destroy everyone's hopes in Division 5 or 6. So hopefully that's not where I end up. But,
Fair enough.
Because a lot of these guys, they fight, hard to get a podium, and then Jonathan Duncan and I get placed in kind of.
Yeah.
It's a bit sad,
Yeah, no, I agree. I understand what you're saying. But yeah, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks' time. But we'll be sure seeing you next week for It's Not My Thanksgiving 1v1 Showdown, hosted by myself, Crasher Queen. So.
Are you able to give us some more details about that? Like, is it going to be single elimination or?
It depends on how many. I don't want to turn anyone away. So if I get a lot of people, then I'll be single elimination. If I get minimal people, then it'll be double elimination.
Nice.
So we'll see. More details will be
right,
released.
Well, everyone who's not American, get in on that. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. So, do you remember the last one that I did? That went for 4.5 hours. That was the longest stream to date.
Yeah, the losers bracket really dragged that one on.
Yeah, so.
It was a great event. It just took a while.
Yeah, you live and you learn. People were falling asleep, and people were advancing from that alone. So I don't want that to be the case this time. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So be sure to keep your eyes and ears peeled for that, and hopefully we can see everyone in 1 week's time. If not, please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you once again for tuning in to the Midwest F1 League. Jack, why don't you say your final goodbye?
My final goodbye.
There you go. 1 week's time, or 2 weeks' time, Jeddah. We're almost at the end of season 4. Stay safe. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Don't forget about Twitter and Instagram. Thank you, and good night.